Welcome to the CompTIA Project Plus Prepcast by baremetalcyber.com. The project management plan is more than just a document. It's the central playbook for how the project will be run from start to finish. It pulls together all the separate planning elements into one integrated guide, so there's no confusion about what's been agreed upon. This plan lays out how the work will start, how it will be monitored, how it will be controlled, and how it will wrap up. It's not static either. Whenever approved changes come in, the plan evolves so it always reflects the current reality of the project. Developing the plan is a coordinated effort led by the project manager. Their job is to bring in the right voices, subject matter experts, stakeholders, and functional leads to make sure every area of the plan is complete and accurate. They're responsible for making sure it lines up with the project's objectives and that it gets formal approval before work begins. That leadership role is critical because the plan has to integrate all the different knowledge areas into a single cohesive approach. One of the first subsidiary plans inside the project management plan is the scope management plan. This explains exactly how the project scope will be defined, validated, and kept under control. It includes the process for building the work breakdown structure, how changes to scope will be handled, and who has the authority to approve them. This structure is what helps prevent scope creep and ensures the team is always working toward the agreed objectives. Next is the schedule management plan, which details how the project's schedule will be developed and maintained. It spells out which scheduling tools will be used, the units of measure for durations, and how often updates will be made. It also defines how milestones will be baselined, how buffers will be used, and the rules for reporting any delays. It's the reference point for keeping the timeline under control and tracking progress against the critical path. The cost management plan lays out how all project costs will be estimated, budgeted, and monitored. It includes the cost baseline, thresholds for acceptable variance, and how often cost reports will be generated. It defines who can approve expenses, how procurement will be coordinated, and how forecasts will be updated. This plan ties directly into the schedule, so cost tracking always matches the timing of the work. Another key component is the quality management plan. This describes the quality standards the project will follow, the testing methods that will be used, and the assurance processes to confirm the work meets expectations. It includes the specific metrics to be tracked, acceptance criteria for deliverables, and how reviews and audits will be scheduled. The goal is to make sure every output not only meets requirements, but also complies with any relevant regulations or industry standards. The resource management plan defines how the project will handle both human and physical resources. It identifies roles and reporting relationships, sets out the resource calendars, and explains the rules for allocation. It also includes onboarding procedures, training requirements, and how conflicts over resources will be handled. By aligning with procurement and scheduling, it makes sure the right people and materials are in place when they're needed. The communications management plan explains how information will flow during the project. It specifies the methods and tools to be used, how frequently updates will be shared, and who the target audiences are for different types of communication. It also sets guidelines for meetings, reporting formats, escalation processes, and how stakeholder feedback will be gathered. Effective communication planning reduces misunderstandings and helps keep everyone aligned. The risk management plan provides the approach for identifying, assessing, and addressing risks. It outlines the scoring criteria for evaluating risks, the strategies for responding to them, and how ownership will be assigned. It defines how the risk log will be formatted, how escalation will work, and how contingency plans will be tracked. Having this process in place ensures the team can deal with uncertainty in a structured and proactive way. The procurement management plan defines how goods and services will be obtained and managed. It covers vendor evaluation criteria, the types of contracts that may be used, and how payment schedules will work. It also lays out procurement timelines, responsibilities, and the monitoring steps needed to keep everything on track. This plan ensures that buying and contracting activities are aligned with the overall project schedule and deliverables. Finally, for this section, there's the stakeholder engagement plan. This defines how stakeholders will be identified, analyzed, and involved throughout the project. It includes their communication preferences, how their influence will be assessed, and how feedback will be incorporated. It also provides strategies for managing expectations and addressing conflicts. By aligning stakeholder interests with the project's goals, you increase support and reduce resistance during execution. The change management plan sets the rules for how changes to the project will be handled. It defines how change requests are submitted, reviewed, and approved, and it specifies which changes will require a formal change control board. It also covers how the plan's baselines will be updated and how those updates will be communicated. This is what keeps scope, cost, schedule, and quality under control when adjustments are needed. The configuration management plan is another piece that often gets overlooked, but it's essential for keeping project documents and artifacts organized. It spells out how versions will be tracked, which naming conventions will be used, and who has permission to make updates. This structure prevents confusion between draft and approved versions and ensures the project is always working from the right set of documents. It also makes audits and reviews much easier because everything is clearly labeled and stored. The requirements management plan defines how project requirements will be gathered, documented, and kept current. It explains how they'll be prioritized, how changes will be handled, and how each requirement will be traced back to its source. It also covers validation to confirm that requirements truly reflect stakeholder needs. This plan is what prevents teams from building features no one asked for or leaving out ones that are critical. The performance measurement baseline brings scope, schedule, and cost together into a single point of reference for tracking progress. It's the backbone of earned value management, providing a way to measure actual performance against the plan. If there's a deviation from the baseline, it triggers variance analysis and, if necessary, corrective action. With this baseline in place, decisions can be made on data rather than guesswork. Approval and sign-off protocols lay out exactly who has the authority to approve each part of the project management plan. They specify the thresholds for sign-off, the documentation needed, and how records will be kept. This keeps unauthorized changes from creeping in and ensures that all parts of the plan have been formally endorsed before execution starts. It's a safeguard against both confusion and scope drift. Plan maintenance and updates recognize that even the best plans need adjustments. This section defines when and how the plan will be revisited, such as after an approved change request or when a major risk event occurs. It assigns roles for making those updates and explains how they will be communicated to the team and stakeholders. Having a controlled update process ensures everyone is working from the same version and reduces the chance of misalignment. Plan distribution and version control go hand in hand with maintenance. This part of the plan makes sure that all components are stored in a centralized, accessible place, and that version history is kept for accountability. It also includes notification procedures so that when updates are released, the right people know about them immediately. For sensitive components, like budgets or staffing, access controls may be applied. Linking the plan to project governance ensures it's not just an internal document, but also a tool for oversight. Governance boards, sponsors, and auditors use the plan to confirm that the project is on track and in compliance with organizational policies. Because it provides a complete record of scope changes, budget decisions, and timeline shifts, it supports transparency and strategic alignment. Strong documentation here also helps defend project decisions if they're ever questioned. Training the team on the plan is an important step that's often underestimated. Even the most thorough plan won't be effective if the people involved don't understand it. Orientation sessions or briefings help explain key sections, clarify roles, and show how to handle risks, issues, and communication. This investment pays off by ensuring the team knows how to use the plan as a guide in daily work. Leveraging templates and organizational standards can save significant time during plan creation. Many organizations already have planning templates aligned with best practices and governance requirements. Using these ensures consistency and reduces the risk of leaving out critical sections. That said, every project is different, so tailoring the template to the project's specific needs is still necessary. Integrating agile or hybrid delivery approaches into the plan requires flexibility. Agile projects may use lighter-weight planning tools tied to iterations and product backlogs, while hybrid models blend predictive baselines with iterative workstreams. The key is to reflect the chosen delivery model in the plan without sacrificing clarity or traceability. Regardless of format, the plan must still provide ownership, accountability, and a clear roadmap for delivery. Communicating plan approval to stakeholders ensures buy-in from the very beginning. Once approved, the plan is shared and referenced throughout the project. Kickoff meetings are a good opportunity to review the main points and set expectations. Regular plan reviews during execution help maintain engagement and reinforce the authority of the plan in guiding decisions. The structure of a strong project management plan brings together all the subsidiary documents needed to guide delivery. It supports communication, governance, performance tracking, and change control. In both certification scenarios and real-world projects, success depends on having a plan that's actionable, aligned, and adaptable to changing conditions. It's the foundation that gives the team confidence and provides a clear path forward, no matter how complex the work becomes. Thank you for listening. Please follow baremetalcyber.com on social media and check out our books at cyberauthor.me.